Looks like the players are getting situated. Headsets are going on. Everyone's starting to look kind of focused.
Everyone's getting their game faces on.
It's a darker route over on the SYF side. Not many smiles.
Well, like you said, like you just have to not focus on the last game and play
They've
the
got to
next
erase it.
game.
Yeah, they've got to erase it. Except for iDivine. iDivine can let that game run.
He needs to do that again.
He needs to run that one back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, win conditions for SYF, it's very clear that in team fights, Direwolves has the better synergy.
Direwolves are mechanically, like, geniuses.
Right, exactly. Which is why I want to see less 5v5s in the early game, less 3v3s in the early game. I want to see that jungler all around the map, ganking, looking for the kill. If he doesn't get it, get out. Don't commit. Don't go crazy. Look for the clean kill and get out of there. With that, I want to see ultimates taken off the table that give them global presence. SYF has to look away. No Ares, right? Which is important. And then maybe Athena. Athena was a big part of that. Chuckles was everywhere.
And Chuckles, he plays a mix of gods, but the main ones that he plays is ones with high presence. He gets the Athena jump in,
he likes being tanky.
Taunts everyone, get the Circad, control people with the taunts, the madness, and even throw them with the last breath. He has these high pressure, high crowd control junglers, so they need to be careful who they ban out and who they don't.
It looks like we'll be getting into picks and bans here, guys, in just a second. Thank you for waiting with us. Direwolves are up 1-0 in this set. If they win the next game, they move on to finals tomorrow to face off against Avant-Garde for their spot to Worlds. Otherwise, SYF needs 2 games to fight back and find themselves in finals.
Yeah, and they need 2 games in a row, which is going to be very hard for them considering the game that we saw that into picks and bans here already. We're going to go ahead and see the first ban coming out in just a moment.
SYF choosing to play from the top side. Bologna going to be taken away. Option to SYF. I mean, it's got to be
That's the Ares.
Yeah, okay. RichardCastle probably has a smile on his face for that one.
No, I don't think he does. I think he's a bit glum.
Oh, really?
Because he loves Ares.
Well, usually when you get the respect ban, you're like, I made them do that.
Yeah, but then he's like, I made them do that, but I can't play Ares now. Hell game banned out once again.
Janus just made it through. Direwolves option. Are we going to see it? Kiklomeo, no, it's going to be Athena.
That's the Athena, just more control throughout the game once again. That's going to allow a lot of openings.
This has got to be Janus. SYF, Janus pick right here. They needed more movement. It was the one thing I actually threw for Magnet was he needed to be able to rotate a bit quicker than he was.
Same kind of lineup.
Wow. Okay, Neith and Zhong going to be picked. Janus makes it through again.
Direwolves, if they don't pick up Janus here, I'm going to be a little bit questioning them because that's going to be so much mobility with the Athena. But Sobek coming out, that is looking as a kill lane, and Isis getting picked up as well.
All right, great control so far, right? We have Taunt, we have Tail Whip, we have Slows, we have the Silence, from Dispel Magic.
Yeah.
We have Spirit Ball, Circle of Protection for
that's
mitigation.
That's going to be the big one because that's going to allow them to really siege down those objectives and just put it completely in their own favor. Whether there's the Janus.
Okay, so Janus going to be going to the mid lane. Zhong likely to be your solo laner, and Neith more than likely going to be your hunter for this game as we go back into the ban phase.
Ban phase coming out. We're going to see what SYF decide to take out here. They may be looking for a hunter, and there goes the Hoi Yi.
Hoi Yi getting taken away is smart. Has been my top pick for Hunter since his recent bust. Ricochet going down to a 10-second cooldown, 30% extra scaling to dive bomb as well.
Hoi Yi's been very popular in Oceania. That's mostly because of Rob Diggity.
Yeah.
Like we call him Hoi Yeezus. Just straight up.
The legend.
Yeah, pretty much. Direwolves, they're still thinking about their ban here. What they need to try and get out of here, they need to try and ban a support.
Yeah, I think taking away a Guardian is smart, and Jing Chen was probably the one they should hit considering he plays a myriad of roles. So SYF going to have option here. I think it's safe to pick their support, likely to be Geb.
I would like to see a Geb because we saw Geb and Apollo. I don't really like that because he can't handle pressure early on.
Right, there's no wave pushing at all.
No, and if you get aggressed on, what do you do? Khepri.
Khepri. Sometimes I forget that this god is in the game.
I love this god.
I mean, not only does he have ridiculous damage mitigation, he has great initiates with the root from Solar Flare, he has Abduct, and then he has Resurrection. Like
that's not broken, right? I mean, and granted, it was nerfed recently. At level 1, it only gives you back 25% of your health. And if you use that on yourself, you're just a floating sphere, you drop down, you immediately die. But the thing that people tend to overlook is that Khepri is massive. He can body block so well.
Bastet going to be the one to be locked away for the jungle. Direwolf stealing that one away from SYF. And you'll notice Isis, Bastet, Xbalanque, massive damage in their roles with a ton of CC across the board between Isis, Sobek, and Athena. A very cohesive comp, and with double global ultimate with Xbalanque and Athena, Direwolves comp just has straight up no weaknesses. Now, on the side of SYF, they're probably looking for a jungler here, I would imagine.
They need more crowd control because Khepri, yes, Hunbats.
Hunbats.
I would love to see that. Khepri, yes, in the lane, he's incredibly strong, maybe one of the strongest laners during the early part of the stage, but during those team fights, he can only grab one person. Odin's coming out. That's another Oceania classic because of Top Notch from Invidious, who didn't, the team that didn't make it there. He's just known, he stomps early on, and then he just turns into a walking ultimate, and it works so well.
And think about it, it'll stop the healing from Isis. He can place it down in response to Circle of Protection. She can't get out, Sobek can't get out, Xbalanque can't get out, and Athena only gets out if she uses her ultimate on a target who's not caught. Like, that was a really good pick.
And the fact that they picked up a Zhong as well, he can just run in there and sit.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm killing everyone.
Pop that Heavenly Agility, you know, someone gets it and just let him run around the cage like a madman, avoiding damage while the ghosts just come through.
Yeah.
There's a lot of damage potential, but I think, you know, one of my parts of the analysis before was SYF shouldn't be looking to take these team fights. They're not winning them.
No, they need to just farm. They need to try and compete with Direwolves to farm, and that's a very hard thing to do because no one out-farms Direwolves.
Right, so my analysis is they shouldn't be taking team fights, and your analysis is they shouldn't be trying to take farm. So
no,
what do they do?
No, I'm not saying they shouldn't be taking farm. I'm saying they need to try and pick up their farm game even more. They need to try and slow down how fast Direwolves comes up.
As opposed to Direwolves, who should just really do what they did last game. Be aggressive in the jungle, zone out as much as possible, and do their best this time to shut down iDivine.
Yeah, they need to take out iDivine as soon as possible because if anyone from SYF were up ready to fight Direwolves, that could have been the turning points.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true. Game 2, going to be started very soon. Remember, winner of this one, if it's Direwolves, they go to tomorrow. They fight for the spot for Worlds. If it's SYF, they'll have a chance to force the Game 3.
Game 3, yeah.
Here we go. Early start. You'll notice some wards coming down. Chuckles and Renegade trying to fight this one out.
Chuckles found a friend.
Chuckles also found a small amount of his health missing.
He won't be missing it. But just very typical movements during this early part of the game. They're just trying to look out for any invades.
So one thing that's a little strange here is they're not starting off by utilizing Twist's passive. Usually you see them stacking up, trying to gain as much as possible. They still have a lot of time. Like,
friends, come around me. I'll give you this extra health, but it only lasts for about 15 seconds unless you get refreshed. So
right, which is why they should have backed with him. They should have been sticking with him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they wind up taking a little bit more health. You see them stacking up now, which is good.
Yeah. Like Khepri, he's the best buddy you can have.
He really is.
Like the Rising Dawn, you hit on an enemy, it does a little bit of damage, but it lowers their protections. You hit on an ally, it gives them so much damage mitigation, up to 40%. During a team fight, that is massive.
There was a point in the... oh, wait, we got an invade.
Oh, they do. They're going to go ahead and rush down this blue buff. They're not looking
spotted. It's spotted. iDivine doesn't really have a way to steal this.
Yada's body blocking the auto attacks, although...
Oh my god, he stole it with a card.
Oh my god. And that means Direwolves have wasted time. They didn't get anything out of that.
It's more than time. Yada goes to lane with no experience. iDivine's already level 2. Exorcism is already available. iDivine controls this lane for free now. And
if iDivine really gets an advantage, he can follow Yada to his blue buff and take that one as well if he really wanted to.
So SYF going to be able to take the left side camps as well. I don't see them making the engagement here. I think Direwolves will choose to play this one safely. A small win to start for SYF. Hopefully they utilize it well. They'll have a hard time getting into... Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh, the Spirit Ball is going to come out. Not going to be a whole lot, but LiquidRenegade already missing half of his health.
Well, it's Odin, right? That's what he does. He jumps in and loses half his health.
Right.
He just tries to take another 75% with it. And that's what he's going to... I mean, he's level 3 right now. He's in a good spot, but you'll note he doesn't have any health potions remaining.
No, he doesn't. And, like, you can't really skimp out on the mana potions either in favor of more health potions because Odin early on is so mana hungry.
RichardCastle takes some damage there. Laney going to have his attack speed reduced as he begins to push, but even as Xbalanque, it looks like Laney's getting the better of Redoxide.
Well, Redoxide's got the Unravel, so he can heal up a little bit more, and he has that early early advantage. They need to find a good abduct from Twist and really just try and get someone out.
So right there, we saw that the Direwolves noticed that SYF was going to the back left camps. They take the back right immediately. Raven Shield will do a decent amount of damage. Yeah, Kiki taking a lot there. A lot from the Unstable Vortex as well, but there was not a hard enough commit. LiquidRenegade very low.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to get picked up there, but he took out half of Kiklomeo's health in an instant. JustLaney also incredibly low here. He needs to be careful. RichardCastle is splitting up, so unfortunately no World Weaver to really aggress onto him just yet.
A rather late speed buff getting taken on the bottom right side. Remember, there was an invade from the Dire Wolves, which means they didn't get their initial jungle. Really impressive that Yada's been able to stay alive in this lane for as long as he has without running out of mana.
And the fact that iDivine has healing and that Yada doesn't.
That's true.
Like,
yeah.
that is the main thing that we're going to be looking at here, is the survivability and endurance of iDivine against Yada.
Back over in the duo lane. Laney this time is the one that's getting pushed away. Redoxide seems to have found his footing in this lane.
Yeah, like I said, he just needed to do a couple of unravels. Kiklomeo juking out the bird bomb, but is going to get picked up by LiquidRenegade.
So
First blood.
Even though he completely overshot that, by putting it in between Isis and the tower, he ensures that Isis's path is cut off, which gives Janus an opportunity to pick it up.
Oh, that's a block.
He's not tail. Oh, the tail whip actually stops it, and they're going to force out the resurrection as well. Chuckles trying to get in deep, but I think it's going to be Twist that winds up falling here. Good
solar flare to stop RichardCastle and JustLaney. Although now the lurk in the waters trying to find him. Can he nip him in the butt? No, but the Janus ultimate comes out and hits both RichardCastle and JustLaney.
With that, no one going down there. Very surprising. I think a lot of that had to do with the Khepri ultimate, making sure that he didn't go down. Has Yada seriously not backed yet?
Can we look at gold in hand?
He has 1,367, yeah.
Oh my god, and okay, iDivine, he does have more gold, but that's because he got those early jungle camps.
He's getting a little bit more last hits as well. I think the big deal is that 1,400 gold just procced, which means he now has enough gold to back and get Transcendence.
Yeah, and I can see a breastplate coming out from iDivine that may be a Medal of Renewal.
Very surprising to see defense come out this early from Zhong, who's already pretty tanky to begin with.
Well, I consider Zhong pretty much like a magical warrior. So you pretty much build like a warrior in the solo lane. First item defense, so you can really box out even more, especially with the exorcism, giving him all that healing, and try and shut down Yada. They know how scary a Bastet can be later on in the game, especially with a full penetration build, so you want to slow him down as much as possible.
So Laney is about 6, maybe 7 creeps ahead right now in experience. Where did that happen? Where did, I guess Redoxide had to back off that last engagement. You actually do see the Cursed Gauntlet being picked up. He now will have enough gold, but he did buy a ward, so he needs a little bit more compared right now to Laney, who will back and finish up his Devourer's Gauntlets.
I don't like the Devourer's Gauntlets build on Redoxide in this situation because you want to kill JustLaney.
Agreed.
Like, you want to shut him down. He's playing Xbalanque. Granted, the lifesteal is going to allow you to box him a little bit better, maybe stop from him getting a kill, but I think the better idea is just straight up kill him.
Right, I mean, it's not gaining as much scaling right away, which means he's not able to use that amazing Neith kit in the early game. Yada forced to jump away, iDivine getting the better room there. Yada, maybe not low on health, but doing his best to try to stack this up. He's going into a Breastplate of Valor now, which means he won't be doing as much effective damage.
He does have more mana now and also more cooldown compared if he went for the Medal of Renewal.
Yeah, look at that card placement again. It just came off cooldown.
I'd love to see a Gem of Isolation, though, from iDivine.
How late?
Sorry?
How late? Like, what item slot you're looking at?
I'm looking at maybe like 4 or 5. Because Gem of Isolation on Zhong is the scariest thing. You don't need Heavenly Agility for the Demon Recall to really do anything. You slow them down and they can't get away from you. As well as the card slows you for about 1 million.
Abduct actually does not get taken out. RichardCastle grabs him directly with a Charge Prey. Good portal. Gets Renegade out of there. Even so, we wind up trading that out. iDivine finds a solo kill onto Yada.
He was underneath the tower as well during that kill.
You wouldn't even know it. I mean, look at his health.
No. Well, it's Zhong. He's tanky as all hell. He has a Breastplate of Valor, so towers aren't going to do as much to him, minions aren't going to do as much to him, and Yada isn't going to be able to do as much.
This is great. They forced the fight over, but Renegade has taken way too much damage way too quickly. With that Twist forced to escape as well, RichardCastle, decent damage. Spirit Ball lands, and out of nowhere, Direwolves take a 2-for-0 exchange there. SYF not getting the power play they had expected.
Yeah, they were looking for try and steal out a gold here, or at least try and force a fight. And now Direwolves are looking to take it. Redoxide is in the area.
Oh, they got that. They got that.
The circle protection is pretty much guaranteed that they have that Spirit Arrow a little bit too early.
Wait a second! Wait a second! Are you kidding me? SYF not only finds a ridiculous kill, but Redoxide gets another, and the unstable Vortex finds the steal. Direwolves credited with an error on that one as SYF takes a pretty demanding lead.
Magnet can just like sit back for a moment and just appreciate what he just did. He slowed down Direwolves' farm, which was what we've been talking about for such a long time, and they put themselves even further ahead. They're up 2 kills right now, and they're even ahead in golden XP.
This is their opportunity to keep the pressure on. And a big part of that, I want to see Renegade over here just shutting Yada down. Make Bastet irrelevant as early as possible, because if she doesn't get that mid-game presence that she's known for, she's going to get dominated.
I think that he needs to be focusing down Kiklomeo a little bit more, because iDivine's doing a pretty good job in the solo lane. Yada's losing minions to the tower, and he even took a kill off of him. So focus down Kiklomeo so that circle protection isn't able to do quite as much. It weakens their objective secure.
Magnet right now backing, going to go into the restored artifact. It looks like with the Shoes of Focus, he'll be going into Chronos Pendant for that 40% capped CDR, cooldown reduction.
Max CDR Janus is like the best thing ever, because he can move everywhere across the map. You can move your team everywhere across the map.
Yeah.
And he's got like the best. Janus has one of the best single target damage from a mage. He doesn't even have to use his ultimate for it.
Right, I mean, he just puts his portals down and then hits the Unstable Vortex, and it's like 80% of your health in the endgame.
Like it does more than Scylla, Root, and Crush.
Laney's doing this again, man. Redoxide is just letting it happen.
Well, he's got no mana. Like, normally you think, okay, Neith can compete with him, but not when he doesn't have any mana. Like, no Spirit Arrow, no go.
With that wave is going to go into the tower. SYF having a little bit of trouble in the Hunter department. Laney has been getting the better of him in both games, it seems. And with 2 kills credited to Xbalanque, although he is slightly behind in gold, he gets that 10 passive damage that makes Xbalanque so scary in the endgame.
Yeah, 10 passive damage at this moment is quite a bit, considering that not a lot of items are picked up. But if he doesn't find any more kills, it's not going to be all that relevant.
So a pretty big rotation happens over on the right side, but nothing will come of it. You'll notice that iDivine has actually placed down a sentry ward in the jungle to stop any invade potential. Yada didn't pick that up.
Whoops.
Ah, man.
That's just a quick, awkward walk back. That's the walk of shame.
Yeah, that... especially as Bastet, like using your return jump to get over the wall. Uh-oh, Redoxide taking damage from Defender of the Olympus. It gets just decimated.
And now that's 15 passive damage, passive power that JustLaney has. He doesn't have a whole lot of mana, but he's looking to just... Yeah, he's looking to back. He doesn't want to fight anymore.
I love that rotation from RichardCastle afterwards, thinking like just in case they try to shut Laney down here, he wants to be there. And while SYF still does have a pretty strong lead at 2,100 gold, they're not paying enough attention to Xbalanque, who is a character that cannot be allowed to persist.
You can't like ignore him early on, because you ignore him early on, he gets too big. Just massively
it's already
out of
started,
control.
Right? I mean, he has 3 kills for the passive.
He has over 40 stacks on his Devour's Gauntlet. Redoxide is keeping up with him at 39.
Yeah.
But it's still the difference between late game and early game. JustLaney is going to be scaling up faster and more harder than Redoxide can.
Left side camp. Uh-oh, Yada trying to send some damage
Jumping
out.
in.
He got baited big time. I'm surprised that we didn't see Divine go for the kill there. Yada jumped in thinking he was going to get the kill, but he actually jumped in right as the heal came off.
Yeah, unfortunate for him, and he also got stunned out by the Book of Demons.
Uh-oh, RichardCastle coming over. Might be a chance. Chuckles actually taking damage. RichardCastle's forced to try to defend, but the Odin cage locks him in. There's not going to be a return kill as Divine rotates over as well, and SYF credited once again.
Did Redoxide...
Are you... Wait.
Redoxide just got Yada with a World Weaver.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
That's gotta... Like, Yada, he's having a hard enough time against iDivine as it is. Now he's got Redoxide from across the map picking on him.
And that's a really big kill. Redoxide needs to keep this gold up, considering the fact that he just fell to Laney beforehand. This is going to put them in a pretty big position of power, because this small gold lead that they gain from these small kills is going to start giving them an opportunity to get back to the base, finish up these core items, and fight for the Gold Fury that's coming up in 30 seconds.
RichardCastle going into all 5 members. The Lurking the Wars is going to do a lot. EIChuckles gets twist, and iDivine gets taken out by iDivine. Yada again, LiquidRenegade, and he's going to force SYF off the tower.
Good shot from Redoxide trying to keep them off, but they've definitely overcommitted on the side of SYF. A beautiful team fight coming out from RichardCastle and from EIChuckles. I mean, the double Guardian ultimate combo and two of the hardest hitting ultimates for Guardians in the game just decimated the team there, and then inside the circle of protection nonetheless.
Gold Fury just spawning up now. They're going to be looking to try and take this as quickly as possible.
I don't know about this.
Redoxide is in the area with Magna. Magna, not a lot of mana. He's maybe got one or maybe even two spells left in the tank.
But they're going to be forced to retreat. A lot of that having to do with Yada being slightly outside the range of the Razor Whip as he threw it out. Didn't get the bleed off and knew that at that point, Redoxide would have won the boxing match. He'll head back. Gold Fury will stand for now, but Direwolves tends to make a claim for this game still.
Yeah, they're definitely like staying in control. The kills have evened up a little bit more, 6 to 7. Can we take a quick look at the graphs? We just want to see if Direwolves have.
Wow.
They are not. They're still not quite ahead. They are, however, closing the gap.
Well, the experience difference is pretty big, right? I mean, it's only 400. I mean, pretty big in terms of like they've brought this back to a point where they're no longer that far behind. 400 gold a player isn't the end of the world for SYF at this point. So Direwolves, I think, probably have the better team fight presence, given the fact that Circle of Protection wins the Gold Fury fight for almost free. I mean, last time was kind of a fluke, right?
Yeah.
Last time they got the steal, but I think it was more like Kiki popped it a little bit too early.
And SYF, a lot of their gold is coming off of that right-hand tower that did end up falling at some point, so a lot of the gold isn't from, say, farming.
Solar Flare going to miss, although some damage coming out from the Rising Dawn right after. Yada taking a small amount. We have a 5v5 grouping here. This is where things started to go poorly in the last game for SYF. They're taking these strange fights. RichardCastle just barely dodging that.
Yeah, RichardCastle plucking LiquidRenegade in the back. No one really to follow up and no one really to protect LiquidRenegade. So that's kind of, just, swing past each other, say hi, exchange a friendly chat.
Where are they going?
They just got the right-hand mid-camps and they traded it for the left side.
Right, but I mean, we also are going to see it back here without teleport. He might be able to buy into a twist, in some trouble. Fair amount of damage. Abducted, not going to be good. Trying in, RichardCastle forced to ultimate pretty early, and we're not going to see... Actually, no, it's going to be a lot of damage. He's forced to use the ultimate on himself, and RichardCastle likely will be taking this kill.
Yeah, he just threw him there. He waited for that Scarab's Blessing to go down. Circle Protection inside the Odin ring. He's waiting for it to fall, but no, the Circle Protection will pop before that happens.
3 for 1 so far. And it's just been all Direwolves in the teamfight phase once again. They bring back most of the gold lead on that one. They're only down about 1,200, and they're going to get that back pretty cleanly by picking up this Gold Fury.
Yeah, but Magnet is in the area, pretty high on both health and mana. He is going to get forced out by iDivine. He does have the ultimate up if he needs to use it as a last resort snipe or even just an escape, but the Direwolves are going to be able to take that one up.
The dream begins to dwindle here for the SYF squad as they've lost control over the game. Direwolves taking a very small lead to the tune of about 100 gold, but the experience difference now in their favor. Direwolves not only bring it back, but it's theirs now.
It's theirs now, and they're just slowly going up. The fact that they're going up and further now means that they're going to be going further ahead. Unless SYF can really do something big, they may not be able to recapture the lead. They can't slow them down.
We didn't see iDivine really get a lot out of that team fight.
No.
Twist gets caught out of position, forced to use his ultimate on himself. RichardCastle chases him down to the backline for free, and there was no way to stop Yada with all of his movement. And all the while, they're trying to fight LiquidRenegade, and Renegade has to ult. He's stuck inside of it. There was nowhere to go. iDivine, however, trapped inside with 4 people, lets the ghosts go, but given the fact that he started into defense and not damage, he didn't have enough to take him down, and he took too much magic damage, which he isn't defending at this point, and Kiki just blew him up.
Right, now, yes, he needs to have that defense, otherwise Yada would have killed him early on. But
sure.
He needs to maybe sell off that Vampiric Shroud, just get a little bit more gold into his pockets to try and find a bit more damage, like you said. Maybe something like a Spirit of Magnus.
Well, let's see Golden Hand here. It looks like he's going into Warlock's Ash. He'll need 1,200. He's at 867 right now, so if he does sell, he could go, or it could be Gem.
I wanted to be a Gem.
It probably should be the Warlocks.
No, shush.
You can see the sprint has already started.
Yeah, EIChuckles gonna be forcing out here.
Oh no, Abduct missing again.
Oh no, Twist has been missing quite a few of those, and it does end up putting him in a pretty bad spot. He keeps getting picked up by RichardCastle, so he needs to be careful on how he engages.
Yada just trying to poke some damage down. Already has forced Renegade to use his Raven Shield once, and he's not very strong in the mana department, Odin.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not. And the fact that the only thing that gives him mana is the Young's Wrath at the moment, he needs to be very careful on how much he goes in. Because if he's just looking for poke, when the team fight happens, he's not going to have enough to really contribute.
Chuckles using the preemptive strike. Still has the blink, though, for invasion possibility. Initiation still belongs to the Direwolves. A rather strange grouping on the left side, considering that the Gold Fury is not currently available. LiquidRenegade trying to find someone out of position, but it's going to be the Direwolves that find him instead.
Oh, RichardCastle getting taken down incredibly low. He just disappeared.
That was a perfect CC chain. That was a World of Warcraft arena level CC chain, right? We had the Spirit Ball directly into the taunt. The tail was there. I mean, there was just so much control. It didn't even let him move. And given the fact that he doesn't have B, team needed, what is it, like 6 frames to get off the ground, and he did not have that whatsoever.
Yeah, and now EIChuckles is going in very aggressively. Twist getting hit by the Spirit Ball. Incredibly low on health. The Circle Protection is going to be coming down just to keep the Direwolves up a little bit more. I don't think RichardCastle got any healing off of that, though.
Yeah, the one thing that I think SYF got out of that was the lack of healing onto RichardCastle. At the same time, though, they still managed to push them back. They take the left tier 1. They're taking the red. They'll probably get the mid tier 1 as well with the way this is going.
At the rate that they're going, because SYF, they're kind of split up at the moment. We've got Liquid and Redoxide towards this mid lane, but Twist is still towards the base. iDivine is even further back. If Direwolves were to really aggress hard and fast, they might take that tower. But now it's just too late.
So let's talk about SYF here. Also, we were both wrong. It was Ethereal Staff.
Oh.
I mean, but it's a lot of health, right, which is always great. Not a lot of damage, however. Actually, maybe not. Junquei has a lot of health scaling. That could actually wind up being pretty decently worth it.
It does, but generally you want something that gives health in the first place to really couple that, as well as the fact that he went for the Breastplate of Valor, not the Mail of Renewal. That doesn't give you health, it only gives you mana. So I think you would have done better with that Mail of Renewal.
But Mail of Renewal early game doesn't give you enough. I mean, you're not
utilizing passive.
Yeah.
In the early stage of the game, if you get a kill, you don't need to heal up.
It's not like you can't build it now.
No.
Although, I mean, he still needs some kind of penetration aside from the boots, right? Likely to be Spear. And then he'll probably want a bit more health. I think Mail could come in fairly there.
I think he needs to stay away from Mail, though, at this point, because if he gets more defense, he's just basically a tank.
But don't forget, I mean, he's the solo laner, not the mid lane. He's not supposed to be carrying with the magic damage. Like you said before, he's a warrior, and we're going to see if he's tanky enough to be considered as he gets chucked in. He doesn't take the portal quickly enough. In fact, he's baiting pretty well.
Yeah, now he takes the portal just to get back. He's just sitting in the way of Direwolves, just pretty much taunting them. The Recall Ding is giving him so much bonus protections. iDivine, however, he does get resurrected.
Yeah, and trying to pull him away. Twist didn't get quite far enough. Circle of Protection comes down for some damage. Yada credited with the kill. Kiki trying to get out of there, and he does. Not only, but he's doing a ridiculous amount of damage. It's returned, however. Redoxide finding it with the Whirlweaver. So far, a 2-for-1 again in favor of Direwolves.
Direwolves, they're going to be able to take up this Gold Fury. LiquidRenegade's trying to run away with his life. EIChuckles is chasing him down. He does get that one with the shield wall, but they're not doing the Gold Fury.
They still have an opportunity for it. Magnet and Redoxide are alive, but they can't really fight it. Look at how much damage Yada just did. Holy.
That wasn't that much. It was maybe like 10%.
It was more than 10%. And that was with his weakest move, right?
Yeah, Declaw doesn't do a whole lot of damage. You're mainly using it as a little bit extra, the cherry on top, as well as the slow. Magnet, however, he needs to try and get in here as fast as possible. He can try and maneuver around EIChuckles with the portal, but that is going to be yet another Gold Fury towards Direwolves.
Direwolves have taken complete control now as they extend their lead to 6,400 experience, 3,700 gold. The first game, I mean, it was an incredible push from Direwolves from beginning to end. SYF controlled the first, I would say, 13 to 15 minutes of this game, but Direwolves win one fight, and all of a sudden, it's just the dream starts to die.
Well, I'm looking on the map, and Direwolves does have the superior ward vision at the moment. I only see SYF putting a defensive ward on the left-hand side, as well as one just above the mid camps. But that's it. they can't see anywhere else. Whereas Direwolves, they got one in front of the Gold Fury, they got one up top, and they're just roaming around, so they're acting like wards themselves.
And this time, right, like iDivine is not keeping up with Yada.
No.
Right? Yada has a much better movement as well, which means the small amount of vision isn't going to be enough to stop the rotations from Bastet. They have the global ultimate with Athena, and they still have a way through those sentry wards with JustLaney's ultimate, like just by blocking out the minimap.
Yeah, just if you think you're walking off a ward, you use the Darkest of Nights, and the enemy cannot see on that map. It goes completely dark, and we haven't seen all that many, team fights where the Darkest of Nights have pretty much disrupted all of the communication.
I don't know where Chuckles was going there.
He slipped.
He just decided, I'm going to go look in the jungle. iDivine trying to rotate in. Yada in a good spot to shut him down. He's actually going to go for the blue buff. Razor Whip has already been used.
They didn't know that they were there each other, but now they know iDivine's making his presence known. He does end up securing that blue buff.
I mean, yeah, the Razor Whip was used a little bit early, got the damage off, but there's no real stealing it away from Exorcism. We're going to get an Odin cage here. Tower should fall down. They really need to focus that down. It's doing a lot of damage. Circle of Protection. Twist still alive. Richard not going to actually get the damage off there. Should be able to escape here. The tier 1 will fall, as will Magnet.
Oh, Magnet didn't get towards that wall. Didn't have to hold on there, so there wasn't really any escape for him. Twist using the ultimate on himself, so he's not able to resurrect his mid laner.
Cats? Cats?
Cats?
We're going to see cats?
I want to see some cats. Just tank that tower, go for it, because
they should take it.
They got level 17 Xbalanque with nearly a fully stacked passive.
Yeah, he's
5 kills. He is swinging hard.
They go right to the back line. Renegade taking a lot of damage, forced to jump away. iDivine trying to answer back, doing a lot in return, but I don't know if it's enough. Yes! Oh! Exorcism gonna find it, and then finally we see the Abduct connect with RichardCastle to tanky. Whoa, Athena's ult's gonna be shut down. Kiklomeo needs to get out of here as fast as possible. But Yada, I hear that jump. Going real to the back line. Kiki didn't block it. Oh, he's trying to fight inside. Kiki, not enough damage. Will find it with an auto attack, but will likely meet his fate here. One more shot from Redoxide will do it.
That or LiquidRenegade is going to jump on top of him, but the Unravel is going to pick that up. Through space and time and coming out as well, just trying to give them a little bit of mobility if they need it.
They got to do something here. They can't just take these kills. I mean, that was, what, a 4-for-2 trade? They've got to utilize this opportunity.
But what do they do? The Gold Fury's down. The towers are just too hard to take down without Chuckles.
They can't do Fire Giant with Athena looming.
No.
It's just got to be, I guess it's got to be towers. They'll take the tier 1 here.
Well, that went quick.
They might be able to take some damage into the tier 2, but it looks like they're going to try to maybe get a piece of the jungle. They didn't know those mid camps were down. That hurts.
Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. Gold Fury going to be coming up in just over a minute, so they need to try and secure that if they can. But do you think right now, if SYF go for Gold Fury, Direwolves will just waltz over to the Fire Giants?
It's possible. I mean, the Gold Fury is not going to be up for a minute, and I don't think either team is going to be gritty enough to go the Gold Fury blinds, without vision on the Fire Giant.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. SYF still has quite a ways to make up. They're still down about 3,500 gold. Maybe not the end of the world, but you see Bastet getting even more damage online right now.
A little bit interesting. iDivine, he didn't pick up the Spirit of Magnus. He went for the Obsidian Shards.
Oh, yeah. Actually, there's 2 Obsidian Shards on the side of SYF. Definitely a small misplay.
Yeah.
They needed that spear for that flat penetration.
Because that doesn't just benefit you, it benefits the rest of your team. Because it applies the debuff, and Zhong can get those stacks of that out so quickly with his card as well as his ultimates.
Right, exactly. Especially considering with his ult, he's hitting everyone in the radius without having to aim.
Yeah.
Which means Janus is just getting free damage.
Yes, LiquidRenegade going to be coming in here towards this mid lane. Circle Protection drop down inside of the Odin ring. It's going to stop the engagement from SYF. And Liquid, he's going to get plugged in towards Kiki.
He's
gone. He's out of here.
The fight's not over. Laney forced to jump away here. Twist not able to chase that one down.
Janus
RichardCastle's going to get a massive ultimate. Divine able to be resurrected here as Twist trying to get away. Not going to happen. And the resurrected fall once again. Redoxide as well. Only one face down 5. Direwolves might be able to close this one out. Magnet just barely escaping death.
They just got a 4-for-0 trade-off. Like that was pretty big. Considering
Again.
They're doing this consistently.
And here we go. Yada going to be able to tank this one up for free. It's going to be Laney's massive damage, level 18, 5-1 and 13, still almost getting that passive. He has a small amount of crit online, 10% right now with the short sword.
Yeah.
And they're going to burn right through this.
It's just gonna go straight to the direwolves, no problem. The only trouble is if Yada just takes too much damage, but they can just swap that out easily. EIChuckles coming in, through space and time was used, but it was a little bit off center.
With that, direwolves in a position to be going to Championship Saturday here. 60,000 gold to the 54 puts them 6K ahead with a 12,000 experience kicker with 2 level 20s on the board. Yada and Kiklomeo at critical mass. As well as JustLaney at level 18 right now with Fire Giant enabled.
Yeah, Fire Giant enabled Xbalanque, level 18. I don't want to deal with that.
No, you shouldn't want to deal with that.
No,
it's
like
a nightmare.
Unless like you're some ridiculous OP god like Sol, who isn't in just yet. It's not available for gameplay.
God bless.
Yes, thank you. You're not going to be wanting to go up against him because you hit him for maybe 5% of his health. He hits you for 20. And then he heals for 5% of that 5% that he did to him.
Laney just decided not to pick up the purple buff. They're going to go right to the Gold Fury, try to use this timing advantage. Chuckles taking down a ward on that side.
I like the Son of God coming out from RichardCastle. It just allows him to go aggressive for much longer.
Mela Renewal. Everyone.
You want Mela Renewal on that as well? If he did that, his health bar would never drop past 80.
Yeah, for real.
Like,
I mean, has it even, right? Like.
But like you've got healing from the circle protection. You've got JustLaney with the ridiculous amount of lifesteal you can do. You've got RichardCastle who has that Son of God as well as the Sickening Strike to heal him up.
Yep.
Yet there's no anti-healing coming out from SYF. They've picked up the Enfeebling Curse, which I do like to try and slow down JustLaney, but they're just healing for all of it up.
Well, they're going to go into this tier 2. It'll be watched. SYF decides to take to the nosebleeds there. They'll watch the tower go down. Another 1,500 gold for Direwolves, and they're taking the safest route possible. Once again, they're not trying to push into the Phoenix, when they have an even trade at 5 for 5. They're pushing into these very hard to defend tier 2s.
Yeah, and they also just cleared out that left side of the jungle for them, given that red buff to Kiklomeo, so he's going to be hitting for even harder. And SYF, they can't give that to Magnet. It's gone. He can't do as much damage as what they would like.
Here we go.
Coming in from EIChuckles.
Yeah, Divine Force the beads immediately. Not going to have CC immunity into the next fight, but Laney taking a lot of damage. Circle of Protection will not be able to heal him yet. He's stuck inside the cage. A small win so far, but it's a 1-for-1. And again, RichardCastle laying waste to the back line. Twist.
Well, just watch.
That's not going to help. I'll miss you, buddy.
There it is. Oof. Like he did a Houdini. Like he's choked a little bit. He didn't quite disappear, but then he disappeared pretty well.
Yada getting damage off. Magnet gonna get pretty low here. Should be able to survive. I think he's within 20 health right now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, all right. Hits the weave. Not gonna find much off that. Redoxide forced to jump away here. Backflip should be coming out. He's not gonna backflip in time. The shield wall and RichardCastle finds the kill. Once again, the Phoenix will fall. Yikes.
It's going to fall eventually. Yada does have quite a lot of penetration. Jones Wrath as well as Time's Bane, and that's looking like a Roller Speed Stick perhaps coming out as the fifth item.
Full pen, ready to go.
Full pen Bastet, it is scary.
EIChuckles once again trying to take the fight to LiquidRenegade. Renegade forced to jump away as the second Phoenix falls. The right side of the map going to be the target for the Dire Wolves. This time a little bit weakened. 2 towers have fallen. They didn't get every Gold Fury this time.
Yeah, like we saw that amazing snipe coming out from Magnet, but just down to the wire, if he comes in towards that Gold Fury for that situation, he can't get that. And the fact that they took down the left-hand Phoenix, SYF, they're not going to be able to go for that Fire Giant, because if they do, Williams are just going to kill the Titan.
That's true. Brawler's Beat Stick does get picked up. He's actually going back into the heavy maze for the Crusher.
I'm not surprised. Like, this is Oceania. If you play Bastet, you go nothing but penetration. The only thing that doesn't have penetration is your Transcendence and your boots.
But look at this as well. Remember, Brawler's Beat Stick is 40%. RichardCastle is Sickening Strike, which is a 50% healing reduction, which means iDivine not going to get healing anymore.
No, like it's going to shut down completely, and I think he hurt us as well. He opted to switching out the Obsidian Shard for a Spear of Magnus.
Oh, he sold it. Perhaps it was a misclick.
It might have been. And like, if that is the case, fair enough. But does mean that he stunted his.
Yada? Declawed? No, not going to take the opportunity.
Well, yeah.
Fire Giant, 25 seconds.
But yeah, because iDivine sold that Obsidian Shard, it means that he delays the rest of his items. He is somewhat tanky, but he's not tanky enough, and he's not doing enough damage.
They're going to burn right into the tier 2 before the Fire Giant spawns. and I don't see much contest.
No, they're going to. The most that they can do right now is just try and hug around Twist, try and get that Khepri shield up as much as possible to try and help them.
Look at this vision.
It's everywhere. They want to see everything.
Uh-oh.
But coming out to Twist is the target of aggression. He gets taken down incredibly low.
Yada gonna force out the ultimate again. Twist very, very low. He'll be able to resurrect. Actually, no, it didn't go off. Yada does miss the declawed.
Oh, Yada's
Not
in
in a
trouble
great
now.
spot.
He got called out, so he's going even further for it. He wants it.
And he gets it with the declawed in the back. Chuckles in the front line. Yada very low.
He's going to live.
Oh, he's going to get the body blocks from the cats as well. Here comes RichardCastle.
Look at the Titan. Look at the Titan. The Titan is under 3,000
Oh, it's
health.
over.
Minions are killing
Look
it
at
already.
this. It's like Lord of the Rings.
Oh, but Yada, LiquidRenegade just jumped on top of Yada and he disappeared.
They don't even need this Phoenix. I mean, there's no reason to even fight it. Heavenly Agility gets popped to get them into the base as quickly as possible. The Chaos Titan in a ton of trouble as more minions burn their way into the base. And it's going to be Direwolves moving on to fight Avant-Garde.
They're going to be fighting in the grand final tomorrow, and that does mean that our Bronze match is going to be integral against SYF Gaming.
All right, guys, give it up for SYF. They had an amazing run into the second-seeded Direwolves. They put on a hell of a show.
We saw a few hiccups here and there, but during that second game, they took control early on. But they couldn't keep it up. They just didn't have the team comp for it. You go up against the Xbalanque, yes, you can win early, but you need to win late as well.
I mean, and Elaney got those 2 kills pretty early on, gave him that passive damage, and even though Redoxide was ahead for most of the game, he couldn't attribute anything to it because his Guardians couldn't protect him, his Mage was dying too quickly from the solo lane, Janus was forced to escape too early on, the Khepri ult had to be used on Khepri in almost every engagement because, I mean, RichardCastle was a one-man army.
He is. He loves these high aggression gods. You go with Ares, right? He kills everybody. You go with Sobek, he plucks everyone, and then his team kills them.
I wonder how many times he hit a player with a fully charged ultimate. I mean, it had to have been 12 to 15
He was
times.
doing so much. He was chasing people down, nipping them in the butts, and it was just setting up so much damage, as well as slowing them so that Kiklomeo and JustLaney, they could just chase them down.
So in just a second, we'll be checking in with the captain of the Dire Wolves. Sandman going to be having an interview with the captain. I'm excited to see what he has to say. Let's take it over to him.
Thank you very much, DM. I'm here with a very excited RichardCastle from the Dire Wolves. You've guaranteed yourself $20,000 for your team. How are you feeling right about now?
Feels damn good right now. That was just a great performance by the guys. I mean, it was a little shaky at the start of game 2, but when we threw that gold, but after that, I think we just slowly won every fight after and ended up growing a massive lead and just picking them and playing a safe game.
Now, you've come into this, again, with a little bit of lead-in, just like Avant have. What has your preparation been like for the last week or so?
It's been interesting because we kind of, Avant have always been our biggest competitor, so we always had to have one eye on Avant. But we always had to get through SYF. So the preparation was a little strange, but now that we're against Avant, I feel like, you know, we've played them plenty of times, we're fully prepared, and I just can't wait for the final.
When we interviewed Biggie from Avant earlier, I asked him who would he prefer to go up against, you guys or SYF, and he said, we'd rather go up against Direwolves. What do you think about that? I
think both teams just love playing against each other. We played against each other probably over 150, 200, I don't know, I can't even count how many times. So I understand why he wants to play against us because we have such good games. Like if you just see our scrims, they're so competitive. And like I want to play them as well. I can't wait.
And I think everyone here would probably agree that that is the game that we had hoped to see in the final. Two of Australia's, well, to be fair, Australia's 2 top Smite teams duking it out here for a share of the $65,000 prize pool. If we go back and have a look at the start of OPL, you guys had a bit of a roster change and you've come through now, and it's been a bit of time. You played a lot of games. How do you feel that is working out for you?
Fantastically. I think the team synergy, we needed that change. I think Laney coming in is just absolutely perfect. The way our team's bonded this week has been great, and the way we played just then, I think, showed.
Had you met all the boys before this weekend?
No, I hadn't met any of them except obviously my brother. But you know, you talk to them every night online, and you know, you see them in person. It's no different.
Do you think that you can beat Avant tomorrow?
Definitely, definitely. We've been in scrims plenty of times. They've been nice, but You know, in a LAN environment, you never know, but I'm very confident. You know, we can beat them.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. RichardCastle and the Dials are very confident that they can beat Avant-Garde tomorrow in our grand final. I suspect Biggie and the boys would have something to say about that, but we can settle that one on the battlefield. So it will be tomorrow. Our third place match will be up first. It will be SYF up against Integral Nation. Now, these guys are still playing for some considerable prize money. I believe third place is $12,500 down to $7,500 for fourth. So still playing for some big bucks here. After that, we will go into a Paladin show match. You can play Paladin on the PCs here on those amazing LG monitors. So if you do want to come down, if you are at PAX, come and check that one out. And that will be second up tomorrow. And of course, our main event, it will be the Direwolves up against Avant-Garde. $25,000 is the first prize and a guaranteed spot at the Smite World Championships coming up in January. That is going to be absolutely huge. Massive shout out to all our sponsors across the weekend. Plantronics, HyperX, LG, and of course, Origin PCs. Thank you very much to everyone who joined us here today. Come back tomorrow. We're going to have some amazing games. Stay tuned.